What's going on, yo? Welcome back to the Cigar Ralphie, and let's talk about MGK on the Breakfast Club. This is not a reaction video. It's just me watching them. I just finished watching the MGK, the whole MGK Breakfast Club interview, which came out today, September 20th, 2018. Now tonight, his album, Binge comes out. So now on this interview, man, he goes in, and of course, the whole interview was just on the beef with Eminem, which shows you kind of the level where he's at, where you can't really talk about other things. They ask him about movies and stuff. He is playing Tommy Lee in a new movie that's coming out. If you know who Tommy Lee is, he's the drummer from Motley Crue. It's a very, very, very famous rock band, and a rock band who I loved when I was a kid. But he's playing Tommy Lee in this movie, so that's kind of big. That's kind of a big deal. You know what I mean? But the whole interview was just about the beef, which kind of shows you like there's really nothing else to talk about but that beef. Now I know this is big news because it was one of the biggest things in hip hop, just in the culture this whole week, the whole last week. It was just MGK Eminem, MGK Eminem. MGK responded to Eminem's diss on Kamikaze. Then Eminem came back a week or two later and responded with Kill Shot. Of course, Kells had things to say about that. He said that it was weak. Of course, he said, "You talking about my man Bun?" He said, "Look, I was putting out facts. You know what I mean? He didn't come back with facts. He just came with it, talking about my man Bun." And the thing, there was only two lines he liked. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I don't know, the whole interview is a little bit biased because he's on the Breakfast Club. Now, the Breakfast Club, I don't know. I don't know if it's partly owned by Diddy, or Diddy has something to do with it, or if he owns the whole thing. I heard people saying he owns it or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and he's co-signed by Diddy, and he's under Interscope, which Eminem is under, and so is G-Eazy. He said he felt like Interscope took sides. They were choosing sides. After he dropped Rap Devil and shit, so he was feeling some type of way and shit. One thing I did not like, me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree with this, that I did not like was that he did not, at any time when they were asking him about the drugs, he didn't put out. I didn't get that vibe that he was going to try to stop, or that he was, he never said, "Look, don't do drugs." He didn't even say that. He was just kind of like dancing around the question, talking about, "Look, this is just what I do, whatever." We just had Mac Miller overdose on some drugs, man. I think he should have been an adult. You got a 9-year-old daughter, just like DJ Envy was saying. We're just concerned about you because you have a 9-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? You should be more responsible, whatever. But he didn't do that. You know what I mean? I didn't like that. I did like one thing he said, though. One thing I did and I respect is that he said, "Look, just because it's Eminem, just because it's this person doesn't mean that I'm not going to get up and beef." Another thing he said that I've always said, another thing he said that people don't realize. He said, "Look, Eminem came up dissing people, right? Yeah, he came up dissing people. He's like, I didn't diss Christina Aguilera and shit like that. I'm dissing like people that could fire back." Charlamagne agreed, and I've said that, but Eminem has dissed some other rappers. Now, the only other rapper that could have held his own with him was Cannabis, but Cannabis was on a downslope at the time, just like Charlamagne said. I did totally agree on that time. The only rapper that could have held his own with Eminem was Cannabis, not Ja Rule, not Benzino, not any other. I don't know who else he fired at that time, but other than that, it was all pop stars that weren't going to reply to him, that were just going to tweet something or whatever, say something negative. But you know what I mean? Those are the only people. Other than I think he scared the hell out of rappers after that, and they were like, "I'm not blowing my career for this guy." You know what I mean? Because he'll say something. He's very popular. Eminem's got a movie about himself that he won a Grammy for. I mean, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Eminem is just a successful man. He did everything he had to do right. He had a good team by him. And you can't hate on him for that. You just can't. MGK seemed like he was kind of hating on him for that. Yes and no. There was some points he was hitting. I think maybe the tequila that he kept drinking while he was on the show, which I also didn't like, had a lot to do with it. I don't know. It seemed like he was trying to be extra cool or something. I mean, that's just him. I know that's just the way he is. But don't put that out. You got kids that watch you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And he's putting it out like it's just cool to just be on drugs and just be drinking anywhere and all willy nilly. And I understand he's a free spirit, but he's got as a content creator of any kind, whether you're a movie, actor or this or whatever, personality or whatever, rapper, you got a responsibility to your fans. You got to take on that responsibility, and you got to give off a clean persona. But this isn't about me. I just want to know, I want to know what you guys think. Go watch the interview if you haven't watched it, man. He hit on a lot of things, but it was like, I don't know, man. It was somebody, but this did get him some popularity. This I think is going to be good for his album, because people, one thing that why I think people might download his album, and I could be wrong, is because they want to hear if he came back at M in this album. You know what I mean? Maybe he threw in a track where he comes back at M. You know what I mean? This track, he said it. This album, this EP binge, he said was already in the making, but maybe he added an extra track where he was coming at M. You know what I'm saying? And you see him and Charlemagne keep fist bumping and stuff throughout the thing, because Charlemagne was kind of dick riding. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Charlemagne was kind of dick riding. No, Charlemagne is, man. He's kind of funny about shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I respect his hustle, whatever. That's what he's got to do to make his money. But he's kind of, I don't know, man. He's just a weird dude to me sometimes, man. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, man. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on social media, and I'll see y'all on the next smoke.